Good morning, students. In the today lecture series of operating system, we will discuss this information management. So let's start. In this information management, we will discuss the file system. Okay, as you know that file system is the most visible aspect of an operating system. It provides the mechanism for online storage of the access to both data and programs of the operating system and all the users of the computer system. So let's start. Just a second. Okay. So the topics to be covered in this introduction of the file system or the information management, a simple file system, general model of a file system. Okay. So before discussing this, we should know what is a file system is. Okay. So the file system consists of two distinct parts. Number one, a collection of files, each storing related data, and a directory structure, which organizes and provides information about all the files in the system. So some file systems have a third part called the partition, which are used to separate physically or logically large collection of directories. Okay, so we will later on in the next lecture we will also discuss file protection that we will discuss. So in this, a file system is a subsystem of the operating system that performs file management activities such as organization, storing, retrieval, naming, sharing, and protection of files. So these all, the functions are there in the file system, like organization of files, storing, retrieval, naming, sharing, and protection of files. A file is a sequence of bits, bytes, or records whose meaning is defined by the file creator and user. Every file has a logical location where they are located for storage and retrieval. Okay. So, the computer can store information on several different storage media, such as magnetic disk, magnetic tape, and optical disk, so that the computer system will be convenient to use. The operating system provides a uniform logical view of information storage. The operating system abstracts from the physical property of its storage device to define a logical storage unit, that is the file. Files are mapped by the operating system onto physical devices. These storage devices are usually non-volatile, so the contents and persistence through power failures and system reboots. Okay, so when this power failure, the file will not be affected. Okay, so now the objective of file management system. The objective of the file management system, that number one, it provides input output support for a variety of storage device types. It minimizes the chances of lost or destroyed data, helps operating system to standardize input output interface routines for user processes. It provides input output support for multiple users in a multi-user system environment. Now the properties of a file system. Okay, so the properties of the file system, like files are stored on disk or other storage and do not disappear when a user logs off. It means when the user logs off, the file should not be destroyed or disappear. Files have names and are associated with access permissions. The some files are having the read-only permissions and some having the write permissions. So read-write permissions are there. So that permits controlled sharing. If you want that this file should be password protected or this file should be read only, that can be done. So files could be arranged or more complex structure to reflect the relation. Now the file structure, the file could be of any type like a text file, object file, source file. So a file structure needs to be predefined format in such a way that uh, that an operating system understands. It has an exclusively defined structure which is based on its type. Okay. However, there are a lot of file systems there. Common file types. However, the three types are mentioned. One is the text file, which is the .txt file, object file, source file. However, we are also having the executable file, that is .exe, object file, that is .obj, source code, that if you are writing a source code in C language, the file extension would be .c. In a C++, in a Java, the .java extension would be there, and in other languages, various source code in various languages. In a batch file is a .bat extension, batch extension. Text, as we have discussed, the .txt extension. Word processor, we are having the .doc, .txt, .rrt, WP. In a library files, we are having the .lib extension. For Archive we are using .zip, .tar, .arc. Multimedia we are having some MPEG, .mov, RM, and so on. So these are some common file systems discussion we have discussed, and some other file system also be there. Now the file attributes. So in a file is named for the convenience of its human user and is referred to by its name. A name is usually a string of characters such as hello.c. Some system differentiate between upper and lower case character and names, whereas other system consider the two cases to be equivalent. So a file has certain other attributes which may vary from one operating system to another. Mean to say name. It is the only information stored in a human readable form. Identifier. Every file is identified by a unique tag number within a file system known as identifier. Location. This information is a pointer to a device that and to the location of the file on that device. Type. This information is needed for those systems that support different types. Size, the current size of the file in bytes, words, or blocks, and possibly the maximum allowed size are included in this attribute. Protection, access control information determines who can do reading, writing, executing, and so on. Time, date, and user authentication. So this information may be kept for creation, last modification, and last use. These data can be useful for protection, security, and uses monitoring. So these file attributes could be, uh, important in that point of view. The information about all files is kept in the directory structure that also resides on secondary storage. Typically, the directory entry consists of the file's name and its unique identifier. The identifier in turn locates the other file attributes It may take more than a kilobyte. Okay. So a system with many files, the size of the directory itself may be megabytes because directory like files must be non-volatile. So they must be stored on the device and brought into memory piecemeal as needed. So this is file type. We have also discussed some of the file system earlier. So it refers to the ability of the operating system to differentiate various types of files like text files, binary and source files. However, operating system like MS-DOS and Unix has the following types of files. Character special file. It is a hardware file that reads or writes data character by character like mouse, printer, and more. Ordinary files. These types of files stores user information. It may be text, executable programs, and database. It allows the user to perform operations like add, delete, and modify. Directory files. Directory contains files and other related information about these files. It's basically a folder to hold and organize multiple files. Special files. These files are, special files which it represent physical device like printer, disk network, flash drive, etc. Functions of the file. Functions of the file, that create a file, find a space on disk, and make an entry in the directory. Writing a file requires positioning within the file. Read from file involves positioning within the file. Delete directory entry. Regain disk space. Okay. Uh, then re repositioning within a file. A directory is searched for the appropriate entry and the current file position is set to a given value. Repositioning within a file does not need to involve any actual input output. This file operation is also known as a file seek. And there is also, deleting a file. So to delete a file, we search the directory from the named file. Having found the associated directory entry, we release all file space so that it can be reused by other files and erase the directory entry. Terminating a file. So the user may want to erase the content of a file but keep its attributes rather than forcing the user to delete the file and then recreate it. This function allows all attributes to remain unchanged except for the length. But let the file be reset to length 0 and its file space released. So, these six basic operations certainly comprise the minimal set of required file operation. Other common operation including appending new information to the end of an existing file and renaming an existing file. These primitive operations may then be combined to perform other file operations. For instance, creating a copy of a file or copying the file to another input-output devices such as a printer or a display may be accomplished by creating a new file and reading from the old and writing to the new. We also we also want to have operations that allow a user to get and set the various attributes of a file. For example, we may want to have operations that allow a user to determine the status of a file, such as the file's length, and allow a user to set to file attributes such as the file's owner. Okay. One more thing, that is the operating system keeps a small table containing information about all open files, that is called the open file table. That is keeps the information of that. The implementation of the open and close operation in a multi-user environment such as Unix is more complicated. In such a system, several users may open the file at the same time. Typically, the operating system uses two levels of internal tables, a pre-process table and a system-wide table. So the pre-process table tracks all files that a process has opened. It stores in this table is information regarding the use of the file by the process. For instance, the current file pointer for each file is found here. Okay, indicating the location in the file that the next read or write will call will affect. Access rights to the file and account information can also be included. Okay, so you can say in summary or in one several pieces of information are associated, like this open things like file pointer, file open, disk location, access right, and so on. And the file type we have also discussed. So here I will, stop about this. These are the reference. Now, thank you. In the next topic, we will discuss directory structure and access method. So, thank you, students. Here I will stop. Okay.